Hello and welcome back to How to Art. I'm going to be trying something a bit different today, and I'm essentially doing a sort of not live drawing, but like a time-lapse drawing of one of my panels, because they are quite relaxing to watch. So at the minute I'm doing one of my frames, and you'll notice that I've got some real images on there, and what I tend to do is I find a few reference images on Google and I sort of manipulate them onto a panel to sort of be in the shape that I want it to be. And in this case it's my hero's looking at a briefcase on the floor that he's found. So you'll notice that I am sort of tracing the basic shape of the suitcase, and that's simply because, well, comics take you need a lot of time efficiency for a comic, because you think in a page has 9 panels, that's 9 separate images you need to draw, and it's just a lot quicker this way, and you tend to get the same result anyway. So I'm currently just sort of drawing in the stitching of a leather briefcase right now, which I'm fairly happy with. Now moving on to the feet, and same sort of thing with sort of the creases in the trousers. It's just a lot easier, and I haven't got the time to sort of do it from scratch. And you'll notice that I've got the opacity down on it as well. I don't fully trace as well, I sort of just use it for a map, because you'll notice that the shoes are completely different, and I'm sort of drawing in the laces and that myself. I've sort of made them look purposely sort of bad, and that there is me making the pavement texture now, and I sort of do that using a couple of the Photoshop filters in there and sort of the sort of tools there. For the trousers, you're probably wondering why I'm not doing the magic wand trick, and that's because when you do magic wand, unless you're drawing with a harsh square pencil, you get like this white sort of inner line in there that sort of ruins it. So what I've done here is for the trousers, I've basically put a denim texture that I've already made, and I can just apply that on there. Similar technique with the shoes. I'm using sort of the polygonal lasso tool, and I realised when I was halfway through doing the briefcase that because it's just a solid colour, I can just use the pen tool, which is a lot better, because you make one mistake with the lasso tool and you have to reselect everything again. So I'm using the pen tool now to colour everything in. Now I'm sort of doing the little golden bits on there. I'm using the pen tool as well. Fairly happy with the basic colour of that. So what you'll notice now is the briefcase is looking a bit plain, so I'm going to be using some filters, and what I'm doing is I've found on YouTube quite a nice little sort of way to make a sort of leather looking sort of thing on there, using the sponge and in a second the stained glass. Just sort of manipulating the tools and that, and you can see it sort of gives it that sort of just a feel on there as well, which really sort of aids it. Now my favourite tool now, I'm using the burn tool, which sort of just darkens little areas, and this is really good for that little shading and stuff. I think it's so useful, and it really nice, makes your images look so much better. So I'm sort of doing that for that briefcase. Now I'm using it on my trousers as well. As you can see, it's working quite nicely with the different parts there, just adding some sort of creases for the shoes. Now I'm using the dodge tool. I realised the shoes looked a bit sort of bad, so I've sort of applied the same leather texture. This is my favourite bit. You can see I'm using the black bits now with a soft brush and blur, and that's to essentially make the shadows. Now just doing some finishing touches in there. I did consider putting in an asset from before where I'd actually drew this crisp packet just to give it a little something, but I thought that would be a bit redundant. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.